Mikel Arteta costed us 2 points today. That team selection was horrendous. Starting three defensive midfielders at home to a Man City team, as bad as that, as bad as they've been in the last few years, and you're playing three defensive midfielders, Eze's not starting the game, nor is Martinelli, who practically won us the game in midweek in the Champions League, and you put in Marino, Zubimendi and Rice, and hoping to get a result against Man City. That was as negative as it gets. Now, I'm not asked that he changed it up in the second half because we wasted 45 minutes essentially. Those 45 minutes in the first half was disgraceful. Now, I'm not going to give Arteta a single ounce of credit today for getting that equaliser with the substitutions that he brought on. Because on my watch, Martinelli and Eze should have started that game. Right? Martinelli should have played on the left and Eze should have played as the number 10, which he ended up doing in the second half anyway. Now, he's costed us 2 points and we're 5 points behind Liverpool already. What I also want to say is, why is Saliba starting this game? If Mosquera started that, I think he gets goal side of Haaland and he doesn't let Haaland run into that space, because I believe it was Timber who was on the side of Saliba. I think he would have tracked Reindeers, and I think Mosquera would have tracked Haaland's run and not let Reindeers pass it to him because he would have had it covered. But Saliba to be doing that when he's been out for 3 weeks and run back towards his goal with Haaland running at full speed, it's too soon for him. I think Mosquera gets there. Obviously, Saliba could have played in midweek. Why are you rushing him in? And then you're getting Saka on in the second half, rushing him back when we should have been 2-0 up at half time. So for me, Mosquera stops that goal. And to be playing that defensive at home, starting that defensive team, is not acceptable anymore. You did it away at Anfield and you nearly got away with it with a draw, but we ended up losing with that free kick. But we can understand that it's Anfield, it's our first loss of the season, shit happens. But you're doing it at home against Man City, who are as vulnerable as they are. It's not acceptable on anybody's watch anymore. We should be demolishing that Man City team at home. The way I had it, and the way a lot of Arsenal fans had it, is we'd be 2-0 up at half-time if you play positively, with the right mentality and the right energy, with the right tactics and the right team selection, which is the most important. Saliba should not have played for me. Mosquera should have played, because there's no drop-off and he's more fit. He's been playing week in, week out, and we've not noticed that Saliba's not playing, because that's how good has filled in. And then Eze has to play, the number 10. Odegaard's not fit, so Eze plays. You're not playing Marino, Zubimendi and Rice again, for fuck's sake. And then Trossard. How many key passes did he make? How many dribbles did he do? How many shots on target or off target did he have? What did Trossard do? Madueke, fair play on the other side, created a couple and he had a couple of shots, but couldn't, his end product wasn't the best. Now, Pep Guardiola even went with a 5-4-1. I've never seen that in the history of Pep Guardiola's coaching career, managerial career. To be going 5-4-1 is a compliment to Arsenal, but unfortunately, it doesn't get us any points. It doesn't get us any points. We almost had like 70% possession, and they're saying that that's the lowest Pep's team has ever had in a football league game as him being manager, whether it's for Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Man City. That's the lowest ever possession a Pep Guardiola team has had. Just think about it. Every 10 minutes, Man City had the ball for 3 minutes. You never ever would have imagined that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't get you 3 points. It looks good as a stat, getting 11 corner kicks, more shots, almost double the passes. We never thought we would see the day outplaying Man City like that. But the main thing is, we didn't get the 3 points. Now, Martinelli, for me, deserves to start again every week. And Saka, obviously, is back. Gyökeres, again, has not been... we've not created anything for him. There was that one ball that Trossard put in, I believe the 70th minute, something like that, and Gyökeres, I think it deflected off a defender, so he couldn't get his foot onto it. Otherwise, it was a goal. But yeah, City, taking off Haaland, Foden, and a lot of them, and just putting defenders on and parking the double-decker bus. That was quite embarrassing. If that was Arsenal doing that, on the other hand, like we did against Man City last year when we was down to 10 men, the amount of shit that we got for doing that, even though we had 10 men, is unbelievable. Pep did it with 11 men. Just think about it. Now, it's Arteta's fault that we lost this game. That's 5 points behind Liverpool, and we go to Newcastle away next week. We could be 8 points behind Liverpool after 6 games. You don't make 8 points on Liverpool at the minute. The way the look that they're having, and they've just bought Isak and a lot of them. You're not making 8 points on Liverpool. So look, it could be a long season. And for any Arsenal fans saying, at least we didn't lose the game, look, just do one. Nothing but 3 points was acceptable today. Now we've got to go to Newcastle away. The pressure's going to be on. Don't forget, it's another 4:30 kickoff. Liverpool would have already played away to Crystal Palace on the Saturday. Chances are they get a win or a draw. And then we could be potentially 8 points behind by the time the ball's even kicked. The pressure to get the 3 points in that game is going to be immeasurable. But we've done this to ourselves. To be playing at home with that defensive team in the first half, basically you're giving away 45 minutes. You only come out to play in the second half. And look what we did to Man City. We put them to the sword. We just couldn't get the other goals. If we played from the first minute with that team, we beat them 3-4-0, like I said in my prediction. No questions, no ifs, no buts. But the defensive attitude and mentality of Arteta recently has got to change. That handbrake has to be released. It has to be released. But it's probably a little too late already. And we're only 5 games in. Let me know what you think, man. I've had enough of this shit.